Hey, what's going on, Crystal Heart? It's me, your boy, the Psyguy. We are here doing PRs for Crystal Meth Season 7 Dusk Main Division, or Crystal Heart Season 7
Yeah,
Dusk Main Division. Little typo there.
yeah.
Joined with me today are Hades of Ender and Freetle for Wii U.
Yo!
You.
We ready to hop right into it?
We're going to hop right into it.
So, we've told
1
this
a.m.
person, I will say we've told this person a few times his team's not great, and he said we're smoking something. And I believe he's 2-0 right now, but it's G Pickle himself. And the team's just not good on paper. Your only ground
Yo,
check is Bronzor,
team's cooking.
or like, okay, for almost everything I'm gonna say, there's also Sylveon, but it's forced into like you're forcing Sylveon into so many different roles. But your only ground check is Bronzor. Your only amount above 100 speed outside
You
of a
said
Spathra
Sylveon.
is Zamac, and your hazards are kind of mid. It feels like a Spathra can't cheese progress in a game. Um, it feels like if a Spathra can't cheese progress in a game, you need Zygarde to be able to just win, or you're kind of out of luck. As well as your lack of a fairy. So like that's both like you need your fucking Sylveon to do two things now, as well as very mediocre removal. You have your Defog Mew, Defog Sylve, that's it. But like I can definitely see the team winning. It has its plenty of win cons, but just on paper, I do not fuck with this team.
No, it definitely has its issues. Albeit, though, this team is 2-0 right now. So, what the fuck do we know? The PRs are rigged,
Yeah,
obviously.
Espathar got its one win where Freetle, or not Freetle, sorry, not, don't mean to defame you, Freetle.
I would never.
Free
I
Day
would never.
just kind of brought its only check was hard walled by sub or fairy if it went Terra Fairy Espathra. So definitely like Espathra, as much as people shit on it, you have to fucking respect it and build her like a lot. You don't want to be the guy who gets embarrassed by it. Sorry,
And
Free
then it's
Day.
crazy if they don't bring it that game, and then you're dealing with everything else.
Yeah, it's definitely a
This
prep
team is
suck,
this
which is
team
why
is
it's like
weird.
15. Yeah, yeah, I'd say it's bad, but like not horrible. Any other points you guys think?
No, you pretty much
No.
covered it. I fucks with this team though. I'm confident as even though we put it in 16th place, it's probably gonna make playoffs.
I fucks with this team. 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in
Well, that's just because I already see
15th,
like
we
you guys
have
see the
our
data
own
now.
Woomy Nation, which I have written down here. Your team has a very unique problem of having, I'd say, no real issues other than the quality of Mons is just very subpar for Ubers. I do not love only Magirna Fluttermane. You're lacking that really good broken round one. But if you know how to play slow, you can probably outsteal a lot of teams. It feels like you'll run into teams with broken mons like Arceus, who's just 120, 120, 120 defenses, like with recover and then refresh or taunt to check your toxic spam. That can just like pick up apart your team slowly and just win, which sucks when so many teams have an Arceus.
Yeah. Overall, like Katie said, the team looks good. You're just lacking a real like round one Uber. Like both of the Ubers you have are round two or later Ubers, and
Yeah,
you're
I'd say
just
2 to
lacking that
3.
real power that the
Magirna tends to be
meta
2 just because
requires.
its typing's nice.
Overall, though, every mon on this team has its usability. They're not bad mons in any sense. It's just you do also have some like type lineups. Like you have two poison types, two electric types, and two
That's not
ground
the end of the
types.
world.
Yeah.
So
No fire type.
going on to 14th for the third time in a row, we all agreed on 14. Not we haven't had a disagreement yet. Maybe next one we'll have a small one, but this is another team where I just don't see how you beat the many Arceus that are around. Like um in non-arc league teams, I'd say this team cooks. But your two mons around the speed tier are Talonflame and then Sneasler, which Talonflame's not really. And then
Doing it.
Sneasler's a speed type if they go max speed. I feel like you need a third
Well,
real Uber to
he's
help
gonna
back up your
be
main
using
two.
Unbird Instincts for most games anyway with the Rillaboom.
I mean, you can easily
The
run like
Terra
Scar
Captains
for
for
ban.
me.
You don't have to
The
always
Terra
do.
captains for me are a little weird too. I'm not like feeling the
Yeah,
Terra
yeah. The Terror
captains
Captains
too
are
much on this
very
team.
weird. I said row. You're also weirdly ground weak on this team. Like Talonflame, Rillaboom aren't the best confident checks. Like he's lucky. I'd say Arc Ground is banned. Otherwise, that kind of 6-0s if he could deal with Rilla. But yeah. Only removal
Well, there's
is
also
Magic Bounce and
Primal
then a
Kyogre.
mid defogger as well, as you said. Like a frail Magic Bouncer and Mega Diancie, and then that not super
And then
bulky
just
defog,
debugging on Talonflame, yeah.
but like
King Gambit without Terra.
game has multiple win
I think
cons, which is
this team has changed a lot already. When we recorded this video, this was the current team.
yeah. I was
Or when we
building
did
into it earlier. Let
these.
me see how different it was. Let me
The
see.
Honestly,
current team is a fair bit better, but it still has its
it's not
issues.
really. Like, looking at it comparatively,
Yeah, I don't think it's
it's not even
that
that
much
much
better.
better. Like,
He
Crook's
made his low
Crook
tiers
is
better. I'll give
I
him
don't like
that.
Crook at all.
I like Crook. I don't like it here. I do not love it here, but I like Crook in general. It's a very good mon.
I don't. But okay.
Well,
I think my biggest
this is
issue
why
with
I'm
this team
2-0
was just
versus
the
you. Eat that.
removal. Your two Ubers are kind of slow. Your two Ubers are kind of slow.
Yeah, no, your
Fastest Mon, Sneasler,
speed's just not
or
there besides
Talonflame,
Sneasel or
Sneasler,
Talonflame.
You
Talonflame.
know, this team probably loses to like Regigigas if it doesn't use high horsepower.
Mm-hmm. Well then. With that said,
Well,
we're gonna move on to 13th, which is two 12s and a 13, where we have Southern Cavern, who my biggest problem by far is the lack of a good fairy check outside of Nihilego. Who's a good fairy resist, I guess, but like
You're going into a play rough.
it's not great, yeah. Or like it's fairy is completely unresisted besides that. So like Arc Fairy kind of 6-0s this team if they have a like a steel or a fucking ground or both. Especially which most teams have both. Whereas at worst they have to switch out. Like at worst they have Banette, but then you just switch out on its fucking Destiny bond and trade something else into it or make progress as they have to switch out to keep their way of killing it. Like just good fairies are a very big problem. I will say though, I've really fucked with Arc Bug on this team specifically. I think it covers a lot of its like weaknesses very well.
Which one?
Arc Bug, I think that's like one of the best bug
Yeah.
RCS he could grab for this.
So I have an issue with all the Terra points being sunk into Terrapagos.
That's
That's a lot
just
of Terra points that you
Terrapagos
can't
though.
get
That's
them
gonna
on.
that's literally that's what you'll get with Terrapagos. Like I've had people tell me that they think Terrapagos was actually underpriced, which so far hasn't seemed underpriced, but I guess we'll see as the weeks go on.
Yeah.
I also have it feels like Quaquavel always has to come because he holds the team together defensively. Like from a defensive standpoint, he kind of has to come. So between
And
your
he's not
fairy resist and a
bulky
bunch of
on
niche
either.
brings, it's just like yeah. So you have to bring Mewtwo, you have to bring Dialga, Arcbug, Quavel, Terrapagos. Cool. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mons to switch between. One of them being your fucking fairy resist, one of them being your ground, one of them being a funny revenge killer, and then your dark as well. Like you have these key types in your low tiers, which feels unfortunate. But I fuck with Mewtwo. I think Dialga's decent. I think you might be slightly overrating Arc Bug. I know you said you think it's like underpriced, which maybe it is, but we'll see. Any other points you guys have?
No, that's pretty much it.
no.
I said what I had to say about the Terra Captain.
Okay, then moving on to 12th. We have Teresa, who Sai likes a lot more than me and Freetle. I do have written down this is a terrifying hyper offense team with a lot of different uh sorry. With a lot of defensive excuse me, problems, including one water resist being Basque Legion, one frail ground check, and by frail I mean Pheromosa. Feels
Yeah,
like
which
air
is
balloon and a Terra
made of
flying slash
glass.
grass is near forced, which very much so removes the unpredictability, unless you're just fine being EQ spam to hell and back. But overall, it's just like if they just try to outpace and break things before they die. It has its cool stall breaker and Heatran. Um, it also has a huge speed gap between Darkrai and Basque Legion, which is a lot of
Mm.
free adamant room or modest room.
Yeah. And then he does have. I mean, even he does have good removal, I guess, with Don
Yeah,
Fan. But again,
even
it's
Pharaoh,
this
Don Fan
team is
Pharaoh.
yeah.
His
This team
removal's
is really
fine.
just wanting to get out there and just punch holes.
Yeah, he also doesn't super need removal because he is just punching those holes.
Mm-hmm.
I could say like maybe you'd like Ariados to like a better poison than Ariados, but you don't get T Spike. But I don't know if the games are lasting long enough for that to be a huge issue.
Yeah, his team doesn't particularly care. So I'm not sure about the Basque Legion here. It's a bit awkward.
It feels like you just think
Yes, if you
it's broken because it can late game sweep, but I don't know how much it's really fitting the team. Other than again,
like, I
just
think
scarf cleaning at just trying to break.
It would just be scarf cleaning at the end. I think is the only like real thing I could see it doing on this team.
Yeah, this is just
'Cause
like
there's no rain to really support it.
I guess
Green
flip turn,
Darkrai.
U turn between Basque Pharaoh is not bad. I mean, I don't think having Basque Legion means you need rain. I just don't know if this is the real. I think it might mean you want a second water, though. I will say that. But I don't know. It's just your hyper offense. You know what you're getting into. If you play this well, it'll pick up wins.
Yeah.
Going into 11th, we have Freeday, the man who got swept by an Espathra. That's my goat. Did he bring H
Sicko.
Quillfish? I don't think he did bring H Quillfish.
Bro chose to lose.
But maybe he did. I don't remember that well. But I don't even think this team is bad. It just has its glaring issues that mainly come from the speed drop from 120, your Arceus fighting, and your only mon in that range, to 90. Your fastest mon outside of Arceus is 90. And
No, it's for sure the speed tier. I feel like every team wants to have at least one Mon faster than Arceus. You have
as
no
well
Mons
as
faster than
literally
Arceus, and
every
then just
single one of
everyone
his
gets speed
fastest
gap.
mons,
Speed gap.
his fastest, no, every single mon even, like, but like that includes his fastest mons. They want bulk, meaning you're not going like max speed in them a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is
Arceus fighting, I think, is one of the ones where you least run max speed.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah, you
about
would want
least,
both.
but I could see it maybe.
I
It is slightly mitigated by
There's
the
a
fact
couple
they have Trick
others.
Room. I'll say that. It's slightly mitigated by Trick Room, but I don't think enough to really help it that much, as well as Trick Room not being amazing in singles.
They got
But Cali Ice is
they got
amazing.
Tailwind Corviknight.
So true. Um, Another big flaw is your only fairy resist is Corviknight. So if it's like an oppressive fairy, that could definitely be rough. Like especially if it's like a
And
special one.
most fairies don't oppress Corviknight. Like they
Xerneas would go crazy into this team.
Yeah, just like Thunder,
well they
Xerneas, or
that's
People.
just how Xerneas is.
Despite
Like,
these
what
flaws,
are you gonna
though,
do?
the I will say, despite all these flaws, the quality of every single mon is good. Like every single mon is one of the better mons in their point tier. I'd say. I don't fuck with Feeny, but I recognize it's good. Same with like the Charmeco and Porygon. Who cares? They're your bullshit any mons. And then like the bombs you can technically swap in for a niche, but you're just bringing your top. What is that 7?
7, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
top
top
7,
7 every game.
and they're good top
Porygon is
7.
like a one-off trick room setter, but
But God, I really
I
think
don't
that
really
speed's
see
gonna
it.
fuck you over.
Yeah. The hazards are good. He has, I mean, the removal. He has no rapid spinner that I can see right here. It's just defog.
No spin blocker
I
for
don't want
spikes, I guess.
that too.
I do like the semi-sun synergy between Groudon Bolt, meaning like you have that sun without making Groudon a sun setter, but like you can casually get that boost going.
I do fuck with the team name though, Hustlers University.
And that's why you got
But
11th. Otherwise, you'd be 12th. Trust. But going into 10th, we have our man Mence. And I have written down about time we see this team. Arc Fairy hard carries this. It's the only actually fucking good mon. I mean, obviously I'm over exaggerating, but Pult and Naganedo are fine. But like both mons are kind of on the verge of legal and standard anyways. So like you have one true strong Uber, and then you got your fine hazard stack.
the best ones, but again, he does want a second
Got
one.
your fine hazard stack. You got your defensive core. That all, and then both. If Avalic's coming, it's using Terra, which is fine, I guess. Um,
He's also got no like great terror captains. Like his terror captains are all okay. Like they're not even good terror captains. They're just okay terror captains. He's got no real like decent terror captain. Like Slitherwing's good, but it's not great. You know.
I will say, amazing pivot. Without the pivot into a mod with that sheer breaking power to break past anything. Like maybe a mod you dropped recently called Rayquaza or something. But you also have good physical offense. Or no, sorry, opposite. Your only good physical offense is Pult, fucked by fairies and steals if you're physical. Samurai, who's okay, I guess, and then Terra Slithering. So you're forced into. I guess Jirachi's usable as well, but like your physical offense just
Yeah.
isn't scary, is what I'd say. And then like I feel like Slythering's got that cool first impression, but a lot of the mons that are actually picked off by that, you can just slap a protect on, and then as long as you're smart enough to scarf for it being possible scarf after the like if they don't click first impression, then you're like good. But Mence is a good player. He'll make it work. Honestly, that's all I really have to say on that. Any other points you
You
guys
get
got?
10 kills with Simisair, I will come and shake your hand.
You
Or
get
shake your hand and then one of the two.
get 40 kills with
We'll
it, and I'll
figure it out.
personally suck your dick. Moving on to 9th. Top 9. Let's
Hades
go.
means it too. Hades is a man of his word.
I am a man with my word. That's the worst part.
Mence, we play next week. Don't worry, I got you.
Next we got Crit. I can't give great reasons on why I don't love it. I can't lie. I don't really like Terra Enam. I've mentioned before in other videos. I think it's kind of fraud. I don't like Glamora. I think it's very fraud. I feel like Rotom Heat. It's like a mon that looks great on type charts, but tends to like not be an amazing performer. But if you're fighting resist,
I think Rotom Heat. I think Rotom Heat's pretty good.
yeah, I
Rotom Heat's good.
can. Your fighting resist die to knockoff is another thing. Like Enamorous is or not Enamorous, but Lunala's
Lunala.
dropping to knockoff, and then Enamorous is like you're losing your scarf if you're that, which I feel like isn't great. But like as I said, maybe I'm a hater, but I feel like it's gonna fall off when you try using it in practice. Potentially,
He's for removal. He's got Glamora, Hitmontop. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
they're both
Defog
hitters.
Empoleon, Defog Rotom.
Plenty of defog. Like
Arceus.
hazards aren't great, but like I just there's so many mons on this team I just don't fuck with. So, like I could not place this higher. I don't know if you guys have more helpful reasons. I'd love to hear them.
So my
There's a
issue is
bit higher
it's
than
pretty
you.
slow. It's pretty slow. You want him on faster than Arceus, and then even after that, what's this? It goes right to what Enamorous after that, then Gorchomp for the next
Yeah,
speed tier wide. It's
120
kind of
to
slow.
160. perfectly fine, I think. Like, I think one of the main things you
I
want to
still
have
think
speed
you
tiers
want
is just to. One of the main
Go on.
things I think you want to have speed tiers is just to prevent free, like, adamant natures. And 120 to 106 does do that.
still feel
So
like
I
you
think
want
that's
something
fine.
faster than 120 on each team.
Yeah, you do want something a bit faster than that, for sure.
It's hard to get that, though,
Arceus.
considering how few mods
Yeah.
there are.
I don't
I
like
think this team is good
Empoleon a
in
lot.
ninth
I don't
place.
think Empoleon's a great
Yeah,
mod.
Empoleon's another mod
but-
I have on that fraud list. That's he just has so many mods I do not like.
It does
Removal's
kind of fall off. for a
Removal's
chomp.
a bit weird. You've got two solid defoggers, then two, like, spinners, I guess, that aren't great at doing their job.
Yeah, so
I
like,
think Enam is fine as a Terra captain if you can get it out of your head. If you just don't always run fucking Stellar, because
Stellar's
half
kind
the
of
time
bait,
when people use
honestly.
half the time when people use that mod, they just run Stellar, and it is fucking
Yeah, just Terra
Stop
Ground,
using
Earth
Stellar,
Power, Terra Fairy,
Terra
Moonblast,
Ground,
Terra Fire.
like
Just
Terra
all
Fairy,
off.
Moonblast,
I've seen
fucking
Terra
nuke
Water.
everything. Terra Ground, cover everything.
I've seen Terra Water
Don't
defensively with Claw
fucking
Mine.
spam Stellar.
No.
Like Stellar has its matchups, but please don't have it be the only thing you've used, which I think it has been so far. So hopefully you watch this and consider it at least.
Yeah. Also, yeah, the Terra Enam guy in mid div.
Same
Also,
thing. If
I've
he
only
watches
seen
this.
run Stellar.
Okay, yeah, but that's mid
Yeah,
div. You
just stop
expect
running.
it. I'm gonna quickly skip through.
I mean, that guy's apparently a fucking World Cup of Pokemon. He should
Okay, wait.
have some idea to.
Enamorous is Terra Fairy in the most recent game. It wasn't Stellar. So I thought Kurt will be smart enough to not always run it, but can't hurt to mention.
Okay.
So yeah, he was Terra Fairy, and it looked like he did win. In fact, it was a 5-0. He suicide like Glimora, and GG's from there. Bro fucked up Logjite. Spoilers. But
Shit.
that's it for that team. Moving on to our top half. In 8th, we have Musa Sensei. How you doing? My issues. Only one flying and rock resist is not amazing, albeit it's a very good one in Goldingo. You have no rapid spin, which again isn't great when you have an overquill. Mid rocks as well.
Dango.
Like you have Lando T, you have Arc Poison. They don't love running rocks. They can. I guess Lando T's like it's your best rocker by far. I don't love forcing Lando to always run rocks. I have that same problem in a different league right now. You're freeze dry weak, so like there's two Kirums that are very annoying, but like you can't really fault people too badly for that. But
and it's a hard enough to get around.
Yeah. I will say I do kind of I fuck with the Zarude plus Aloe. You can Zarude Encore lock things that try subbing up on Aloe, which is a very common like sub on Aloe, just free fucking win all the time. As well as Hyper Voice Ments if you run that. Hyper Voice Special Mega Ments. So you have some good punishers for things trying to abuse Aloe, which is
You are going to be running Terra Zarude. You are going to be running Terra Zarude every game.
No shit.
Nah, we're carrying. Nah, Tail Glow Volbeat.
Well, it's good to have Terra options.
You
Not
want
as
to
good
punish
as a very good
You know,
Terra.
We're gonna punish the fucking subs on Aloe by going Volbeat, Tail Glowing, and Bug Buzzing.
Like,
Let's go.
What's better, one mon with 16 good Terra choices, or two mons that combined have 3 good Terra choices?
You kind of cut out a little bit there, but I don't know. I'm personally somebody who enjoys having more versatility and the ability to change my sets up if I need to. Which you do get that with a type. You know, you could be any type.
Yeah, what I
but
said
I
was,
think
what would you prefer? One mon with 16 Terra choices, two mons with combined like maybe 5 I feel like Zarude has the same amount of variety in its Terra as you see like
I,
two combined decent
uh,
Mons.
important question: does have nasty claw? We're so bad. Set variety. Let's go.
My goat. But yeah,
I would
Musa,
prefer
I
to
know
have
you're
the
0
two.
2
I
right
would
now,
prefer to
Musa.
have the
You'll
two
definitely
captains.
pop back. You'll be fine. Just lock the fucking these next few weeks.
Just snarl, bulk up, nasty plot.
I fuck with it. You guys have any other points?
No.
Okay, moving on.
Manual grassy terrain recycle
Moving on
acrobatic.
to 7th, we have Lodge Ice, who we have at
One thing to
7,
note.
11,
Hang
and
on.
7. Why do you hate?
One thing I'd like to note.
What?
The two Musa and Lagace had the exact same average, so I moved Lagace just ahead because of Psy being stupid.
No, it's also it will win in head to
No,
head
I see
because
what
he
you
has a
meant
higher
because of the
placing.
difference.
Whichever team has the higher placing
Yeah,
gets ahead. So,
yeah,
Yeah, he
um,
did
that
have
was
them at
part of it.
7.
That was part of my reasoning to move it up instead, but also Psy being stupid.
I will say it's a.
No,
So I can explain in a
like this
second.
kind of.
I say it's a
I
7
like
man
this kind
team,
of what
which is
you
very
guys.
standard. All 7 can come to multiple games is a big like all 7 of these are great mons that can come to any game. I can give it really big ground weakness outside of Yveltal, and I just don't trust Azu as your only fairy and your only water in Ubers that much. Don't love don't love 3 mons where most don't running rocks.
Yeah, it
Your
has no
rockers
mon
don't
I
love
want to put
running
Asgard at
rocks
all on this
here.
team.
Your best Scarfer is 99 speed is another thing. Like your speed, you got the 120, the 110, and then 99, and no Scarfer that's like 100, like a
I
100 speed
I
Scarfer
think
is
the
outspeeding your whole team. I don't love that. That's like my main problem. No spin blocker, but like the team's fine. It's very strong top 7. Just all.
What do you mean no
wait, did you
spin
say he has
blocker? He's
no
a
spin
fucking
Wait, what
blocker?
did I?
Peckerot.
Petra,
Hang on. Let me. Where did I
biggest
read this?
fucking best spin
Oh,
blocker.
okay. So in my notes, I have written, "You have a great spin blocker." I just can't read it. Apparently, this is how we find out I'm dyslexic. So
We got the
congrats.
#1 spin blocker, and bro says no spin blocker.
I'm
Zero.
reading. Listen, I'm reading my notes. Don't go too hard on me. I will do that
I
later
think the
tonight.
top 4 are excellent mons, and then it just kind of falls off after that. Pecharon's good. It's not, even almost a great
It's
mon, but it's still just
it's
kind of
4
falls off after
amazing
that.
mons, 2 amazing pivots, and then Azu to patch up those types, which I don't love. But I don't know how you place that 11th.
I had my issues with it.
Your issues are your. Not saying that. Anyways,
Keep yourself safe.
keep yourself safe. Um, we can move on to 6th now, which is Flats the Flounder, another team that is not performing as high as his placement would assume. But like, just lock in. You got this. It's a well put together team. Multiple offensive and defensive options. Like Arcwater's both, Giratina both. 2 good offensive mons. After that, Mam was just like no real switch in, and then you just got your defensive core here, pivots to end off your last 4. Biggest issue: no dark type. I brought this up after I fought you with 3 mega Mewtwo's and other broken psychics and darks. You not having a dark type isn't great. If they have coverage for Mellow, not looking good.
It's not like he could even really Terra into a dark type because Ogerpon's always going grass. You'd be forced to either not Terra Ogerpon
Yeah, you
or
have good Terra
bring
Captains
Mellow
though.
out of
You have
the
a
game.
This is a good pair. I fuck with it. I
Yeah,
will
that's
say,
not bad.
yeah, the speed tiers are great. You got your spikes. You are very weak. I will say that, but you have bullet punch plus fortress and check a bit. Fez can check a bit. I guess you aren't really that very weak. It's just
I
2
would
frail
think that would be
steals.
a very good fairy check. Most fairy moves are special anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Salty.
I just happen to. I guess it's a bad Xerneas specific matchup specifically. I'll give it. How about that?
I feel like every team is bad. Xerneas specifically, that thing is annoying as hell.
Yeah,
That's
guys,
probably
let's
our
Yeah,
first
legalize
take here on this
geomancy
show.
on it. How about that? We all agree
No.
here. So let's turn this
Yeah,
mon that's already amazing into so many teams into a 50-50 between Scarf and Geo.
I'm penciling it in right now for next season.
Got you. Especially since we're watch us go back to standard next season and allow it.
Yeah. It'll be like the Kingler G Max, but actually allowed to do its thing.
Mm-hmm. You guys have any
Anyway,
problems or hype ups of it?
and it's
I
just a
think it's a good team.
good
I
team.
think it has a lot of potential. The speed tiers are good. Every mon on this team is usable,
I
and it kind of has like it works as itself.
think we might be at a point where I like this team. I think this might be my like every team here on up is my better than all of the other two possibly. In my opinion, maybe, or it's at least close, which just like shows this is high div. There's high competition here, is what I'm trying to get at. I very much so fuck with this team. I could see it being first in other divs, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But moving on to fifth, where we have me, Psy, and Freetle. Very much so, two of us disagreeing with Psyguy once again.
It's not that far of a
What it comes
difference.
up with is Psy hates Marshadow because he doesn't know how to use it. This is a very
Yeah,
balanced, very good balanced offense team. Like top four, very great insane offense even, and then the last four are good or amazing defensively. With well, not last four, but like Scream, Moltres, Per, Velm slash
yeah.
Vileplume, Tropagos ish.
And maybe I was too harsh on this team.
Also,
Looking at
it
it,
has
like
great pivots to
it's
help
very good.
get Marshadow in. So you can just be Choice Band Marshadow or Choice Band Melmetal and just click your buttons. And then
Yeah.
great Terra Captain and Melmetal, Vileplume, Excelgor, Mega Absol all have their uses, even though I don't like any of those mons.
I fucked
They
with
all have
two of them.
uses. I fuck with one of them. I fuck with Vileplume.
I don't fuck with a Selgor, but Mega Absol's tight.
Mega Absol
And
is
I fuck with one.
overpriced, but Excelgor can be Suicide Spikes if your opponent has bad removal. I don't
I mean,
think there's.
Selgor's a solid,
Yes.
Selgor's just a solid suicide spiker. Like,
Yeah.
he gets his job done.
So if you have a
He's
really good
fast, he has
hyper
taunted
offense
on.
matchup, you can just do your Marshadow, like, or just top four, some offensive Screamtail, then do your Excelgor. HO, let's go. What made you place it so low, Sai? Other than the fact
was
you hate
definitely
Marshadow.
it was Marshadow, and looking at it now though, I think I was a little too harsh on it because it is a very good team. The speed tiers are good. It's got excellent removal. Got that nice bit of bulk in between its two, top mons that are also like none of the mons on this team are really frail except for a Selgor, and they all pack a punch. I don't know why. I
Moving
don't know why I had
on,
it at 7
we
initially. This
have
is a
look
good team.
at this
It's a very good
asshole
team.
putting his own team in fifth. What the fuck? Meaning he comes in fourth with his team, and that asshole is me. I'm the asshole here.
Yep.
I'll let you guys talk for once because I've sort of been taking over, and it's my own team.
Yeah. This team's ass up.
Easily the worst team in the whole division. He actually paid us to rank it so high.
Yeah, he paid us off.
Dude, I also paid extra for you to not tell him about that. What the fuck?
So the top
Anyways,
four are
Xerneas.
the top four are just excellent mons. The Xerneas Mega Mewtwo X Arceus Grass is just insane offense. The Iron Treads Mandibuzz excellent removal, and then those two mons also do their things respectively by being bulky and bulky
I will
ground type
say
and
I'm not.
bulky dark.
I will say I'm not the biggest fan of Mandibuzz after having used it a couple times. It just feels a bit weird to me to play. Like it,
In Ubers?
like that
Question mark?
mon. I've had
No,
it in Ubers. It was
it's just a
still kind of
bulky
weird.
dark mon that can pivot, whirlwind,
Like it's good.
get rid of
It's
hazards.
solid,
Like it does a
but
lot. Foul play.
it's good for sure. But it's just a bit weird.
I think Toxapex is also a little passive on this team, but it is good just as like a bulky poison to come in and get rid of spikes, put up hazards, do Toxapex
He's got
things.
he's got the goat. He has the goat.
The belly bolt.
Yeah, he's the goat.
See, I feel like for a five, my only issue with this team is the Terra captains are all kind of mid. Even
What
though
do
I
you
do
mean?
have it
There's a
like ranked
Ceralis
the
there.
I know, but it's not like a top tier Terra captain.
You
Is
know
what
what?
I'm saying. It's a middle
I
tier
Ceralis,
Terra captain.
just
It's
not
Ceralis
ranked
not
very
pretty
about
much
my
low.
gets it.
team, but
Ceralis.
in general, Psyguy always complains if there's only one tier captain, and always complains if the tier captains are mid.
Yeah.
You're not
Well,
supposed
there's
to.
a middle
You're
ground.
not
You know,
supposed to
you
be able
get
to get two amazing terra captains.
like you could have
That's
gotten
the
an
point
18
of the
point and like
tax.
a fucking 6 pointer or a 10 point or something. You know, like you could. I just feel like the Terra captains are a
Yeah,
little lacking. on
I'll
this
agree
thing.
they're not the best, but I do think you're asking
Which
for a
Ceralis is
perfect
really
every
good.
time.
Terra like
Belly
is not
Bolt's
bad, but he's not the best. You
and
know, he's
Belly Bolt's
not.
a good defensive Terra.
Techland's the goat.
He's just in general fat.
And then Kecleon with Terra is weird. I'm sure you just got it because it was free, but it's like it already has like the
No,
protein.
but
Bro just said protein.
yeah, it's obviously protein. I'm obviously bringing color change. Come on,
Yeah.
but that all you guys have, or you got another point?
I'm gonna say one more time that
Zerny is stupid.
yeah,
You be stupid. I don't think I
it was
used him
rigged.
that
This is
good.
the worst game.
But coming in third, look at this asshole voting himself third and better than both of us. What the fuck?
He's so
That's a
handsome.
little self-centered, if you ask me.
This guy is like very stuck up, cocky man. But what I got written down is my main problem with this team is the lack of an ice check. Outside of Arc Steel, but like Arc Steel's a very good one, and
I mean,
Ho-Oh
that
can
is
cover
a
most.
very good ice check.
And Ho-Oh can cover most others. I feel like maybe like a physical ice type. Like I could see Weavile being very annoying for this team or something. You just knock off Ho-Oh and get those rocks up. You low kick Arc Steel. So, like I think Weavile
Maybe
as
give it to
Zamazenta.
Zama.
yeah, Zama,
I
but
don't know. I
like do you
feel like
really want to switch in on
Zamazenta and
triple axle
Ho-Oh,
plus
like,
or like knock
Also,
into
that Ogerpon is a pure water type. Let's not.
you're tearing all the time.
yeah.
I guess. Okay. But
I mean, he hasn't. I don't think he's terrored it once. He's been using Regigigas every game.
I do
No, I
have
teared
written
it this
down.
game. I teared
Big
it this
problem
game.
that I'm not gonna count you down for. You said you're bringing Reggie every game. That's hurting your team a lot. You don't. If that's true, this team goes from third down to like
He's my kill
17th.
leader.
Just because one guy played around it like
He
ass
has
doesn't
5
mean
kills.
it helps your
He
team.
has 5 kills.
An opponent being
That's
bad and
crazy.
giving it kills doesn't mean it's a
He
good
should
team
have
member.
6 kills. It's happened twice. They've let it get 3. It should have gotten 3 kills.
I also don't love no spin blocker and no spinner with Sandy Shocks. But that's about it. You have a very solid 8 mon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait.
I'm gonna make it.
And he gets Mega Altaria too, which is pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Very solid 8 mon, then 2 shitters like per Regigigas. But
Okay, but Regigigas is a goat. He should be 6 kills right now.
okay.
Like dead
Is
ass. He's putting
he's
in
on
numbers.
top of the kill board? He's number 1.
No, he is my kill leader, not
Okay.
overall.
But yeah, you got any other problems with this side?
No, I think it's a good team.
Well, going into second place, we have Striker.
Hold on, wait. Can we just backtrack that 1 second though? The extremely racist Haunch Crows.
I love
And
the
that's
team
all.
name.
And that's all.
Anyways, as we said, Striker in second with a unanimous second, which is funny. We had our bottom tiers unanimous, and then our bottom 3 unanimous, and our top 2 also unanimous. So we sort of agreed on the strongest and worst, but then had a few small disagreements in the middle, as opposed to the other divisions where we were a bit more iffy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only issue I have this team is mono Terra Exegrill Nana with fucking Hippopotas and
Yeah,
I think I'll be honest, I think you'd rather have even Terra Zapdos and just have a different spinner. Is Donphan? We don't have Donphan still free on here, right?
I don't
No,
know.
somebody had it.
10 points. I don't think
Okay.
Exegrill is the worst, even as your mono spinner. But I have written down very good
feel like it's
defense
not
and
the
offense
Terra
team. It
captain.
covers its weaknesses very well. And my mom, hey, my main problem comes from the fact webs are useless without a spin blocker. So your bottom tiers, both of them, are very fake. As well as you should 100% just throw Terra and Hippo and Masquerain. I mean, it's too late now because now it'll cost transactions to do. But when drafting, it would have been like they'd be free. You don't know. Maybe you get that niche use. Maybe you could Terra Ghost Masquerain because that spin blocking the webs win the whole game for you. That's like very realistic in Ubers because no one's gonna respect it. But also my last point: don't love only rocker and hazard. Your only rocker, your only hazards at all, they're drill, and your only
Doesn't
removal
Oh, there's
is.
Hippopotas.
I'm not respecting the hippo. You can't hold a gun to my head. I'm not respecting that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
But like,
It's not worth a move slot.
these are the
to have a
small
weather
points
setter
that
at
hold
all.
it back from being first. But like, I don't. No mod on this team's bad. But even these shit mods that I'm shitting on both have their use to an extent.
No, just those Uber choices alone, like those are extremely good Ubers.
Yeah, we've mentioned
Speed
Eternatus
tiers on
being
this team are good.
one of the better 30 points. We've mentioned Qian Pao being very anti-meta. Then you got a typical round one of the better Mega Pokemon with a amazing fire check to back it up. Like Etern's eating any fire move, Grim's eating any
Yeah.
fire move. So like, I don't know. You guys have any other point?
It's a very good team.
No.
It's just the Hippopotas for me. Aside from that, it is, I mean, the second best team.
Going into first, we have the Swaggy Boy, where we unanimously agreed once again. And honestly, just a good team through and through. 3-man's faster than Arceus is so nice. And like the biggest issues I can think of are like your only ice check is Klefki, I guess, but you're not super weak to, and P-Tauros, but do you really want to be bringing that? At least you have it though. And only one
It's not
pivot,
terrible.
although it is the pivot mod in Torn. And then my last problem is I don't love Terra Torn being the only ground check because that means you're like Terra Grass or Terra Flying or you're being EQ spammed, which you don't love. But you just have that general fat to eat EQs. Like Mega Venusaur, I've seen absolutely eat EQs from so many mons. So I don't think it's the end of the world, clearly, since you're still first. I very much so fuck with this team. Zashi and Zek from Spectrier, I don't know what's switching into those.
Alright, so is this gonna be like mid-div where we just realize, oh shit, this team's dog?
You have a problem with it?
No, this team. No, this team.
I think this team's
still
very.
very much good.
I don't even think the mid-div one was that bad. It had a few issues.
You should have cut those issues. I mean,
Maybe.
it's just mono. The only thing I see here is just mono ground check Torn, but Tinglu's just gonna Tinglu.
Yeah. It just. It really is just those. That and.
It really is just Tinglu.
Tinglu's good.
It's Tinglu, and what are you gonna do? It's just gonna Tinglu.
It would be cool if you had like
and you can't do anything about it.
It'd be cool if you had like a Wish Passer to help Tinglu a little with its staying healthy if you get worn down. But one more small problem. Defo wish you had a spinner, but that's like just because like you have to defog to remove your hazards. But maybe you just don't even go.
I guess it really
with
is
removing
just
hazards.
Tornado.
Maybe you just play an offensive game.
Tornadoes
You
with
lead
that.
Ting/Klefki. You get up your screen/hazards, and then you just Zashi and Zekrom Spectre just try and win end plot Torn. You even got like Venu can run offensive sets, but
Yeah.
you have both modes. Worst case,
Swords Dance Trailblazer.
worst case, you still can defog Torn. You can default Klefki. I just very much so fuck with this team.
You gotta get the Fury Cutter Curse Synthesis Venusaur.
It definitely does want a rapid spinner with Tinglu though.
Definitely.
For sure. That is
Yeah.
that
I
is an
still
issue
think
looking at it
that's
now. It
like
really does want a rapid spinner.
a very small problem. That's very manageable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's fine.
Because you also have like good taunt mons between Spectre or Torn if you just want to stop them from getting their own hazards up. And then if there's
Yeah.
and then after that you just U-turn, and if they later take a turn to set up hazards, that's a turn Spectre's nasty plying. That's a turn Zacian's SDing. That's a turn Zekrum's DDing. Like,
Yeah.
just force them to make that choice. That will just win you the game. With that said, I think that's gonna be it for PRs then, right?
Sounds about so.
So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next season.